Around 605 BC, Nebuchadnezzar II, king of Babylon, conquered Jerusalem, capturing many young men from noble families to serve in his palace. Among them was Daniel, a boy known for his intelligence, integrity, and devotion to God. Daniel and his three friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, later renamed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were trained to serve the king. They were taught the language, the customs, and the knowledge of Babylon, but Daniel had a secret that set him apart. He would not compromise his faith in God, even in a foreign land. When the king offered rich, sumptuous food to train them, Daniel made a quiet, brave decision. He requested only vegetables and water. It was a simple choice, but one that required courage. 10 days later, Daniel and his friends appeared healthier and stronger than the others, proving that honoring God brings unexpected blessings. God's favor was upon Daniel and his friends. His wisdom, insight, and faith grew each day. The king soon noticed that these young men were extraordinary, not just in knowledge but in character. Daniel's ability to remain faithful, even in small things, set the stage for extraordinary events to come. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a troubling dream that no one could interpret. It left him terrified, restless, and desperate for answers. Daniel, guided by prayer, revealed the vision. A massive statue made of gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay, representing the rise and fall of kingdoms. Then, a stone, cut without hands, struck the statue, shattering it to pieces. Daniel explained that God's kingdom, unlike any earthly power, would endure forever. Years later, Nebuchadnezzar built a golden statue and commanded all to worship it. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego courageously refused. The king, furious, threw them into a fiery furnace. Yet they emerged unharmed, and a fourth figure, shining with divine light, stood with them in the flames. Their faith in God was stronger than fire. Nebuchadnezzar, however, was not always humble. God allowed him to live like a wild animal for 7 years, teaching him that pride must bow to humility. When he finally acknowledged God's sovereignty, he was restored, wiser and more reverent. Later, Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's grandson, held a lavish feast using sacred vessels from the Temple of Jerusalem. Suddenly, mysterious writing appeared on the wall. Mene, Mene, Tekel, Parsin. Daniel interpreted the message. Babylon had been weighed and found wanting. That very night, the kingdom fell to the Medes and Persians. Under King Darius the Mede, Daniel rose to high office. Jealous officials tricked the king into issuing a decree forbidding prayer to anyone but him. But Daniel continued to pray 3 times a day to God. He was thrown into a den of lions, yet God shut their mouths, and Daniel emerged unharmed. His faith and courage proved victorious. Finally, Daniel received visions of future kingdoms, the coming Messiah, and the ultimate triumph of God's eternal kingdom. As Daniel 12:3 reminds us, those who are wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens. Faithful obedience, courage, and prayer bring eternal reward. Daniel's life teaches us that no matter the challenges, no matter the power of earthly kings or empires, faith and courage can triumph. From the fiery furnace to the lion's den, from royal courts to prophetic visions, one truth stands firm: God's kingdom endures forever.